the zone, breaking it down from her comfy throne. Smart as hell with a side of flair, politics sass and a killer stare. Casey's lurking tail in the frame, chat's already playing their games. That target day, sharp and bold, hot takes drop while the chaos unfolds. Truth with bite, filth in the way, still showing up every streaming day. Brains and vibes, she leads the pack. Now buckle in, no looking back. That dark night, let's go!
If you guys could see me during the intro, the kind of cringiness that I've caught myself in doing, because I really enjoy that intro song. Okay, so I dance a little bit. Okay, I move a little, and it's just very cringy because I catch sight of myself in the camera, and I'm like, oh, thank goodness they can't see me. And one of these days, StreamYards will just conk out and whatever. Can you guys hear me? Okay. 144, I'm glad you're here, because you know what, or maybe you're going to bring the scuff with you from the stream we were just watching, but you know that was African scuff. This over here is Chinsia scuff. We do this. Hey Creamy Cream, how you doing? I was just again enjoying the intro song. I know you're over it by the time I've played it maybe like 3 times, but I just love it. It's just so much fun. So yeah, I was talking about how I'm dancing to that thing. Yes, I know that the background doesn't extend all the way out there, but you know what? It covers up enough, and it's actually a really good green screen. Okay, boys and girls, I think it's amazing. It's better than the one that's on my that was on my chair, so I can go like this without upsetting anybody. So anyway, glad to be live. It's been a while, huh? So today there's so much going on in the news. There's things I could talk about with South Africa. 144 would know, like the G20 and all of that. And then there's Epstein, and then there's just crimes that I wanted to go over. There's new crimes, new murders to solve. You know, because the internet solves murders. So many things. Can you make the purple do swirly things? I think I could if I used Grok Imagine. I could do that. Let's actually do that. I don't know if you can get what size you can get with that. It would be cool if it breathed a bit. Why is your carpet on the wall? That's not my carpet. Imagine if my husband would die if I asked him for a purple carpet. Like he'll be like, I would try and be like, no, you're not home enough to see it, so you could just pretend it's not here. No. Okay. Anyway, the green screen lighting, obviously you can see the bleed because you can see it, the green. But I mean, even big streamers with proper lighting sometimes have bleed of green screen. Anyway, send me the image, I'll sort it out. Creamage. Checks in the mail. Just hold up. I need to. That's one thing, is that I need to get a different mount for my camera because it's in the fucking middle. Oh. 5 minutes, Chinsia. 5 minutes. You couldn't wait 5 minutes before you swore. What's it? It's right in the middle of my 2 monitors. And yeah. Okay, let's get a creamy cream. And send the background. Upload a file. If I can find it. Where on earth do I put these things? Rosales put eyes on it. Okay, so I can use the fur face is what he called it. You guys have seen fur face. Wait, that's got a face on it, as in like a cat's face. Where's the other background? Anyway, what we're doing today, there it is. What we're doing today is going over a V video, because it's crying out to be diagrammed. Okay, it's crying out to be visualized. I'm sure there are, because he is using a sort of not political, historical model or something. I'm sure there are visualizations out there, but I want to visualize what V is saying. Yeah? So we're going to do that. And I'm going to do it in Canva because it's not a mind map, actually. It's just a visualization. It's a model of how you get, he has a model of basically of society and how you get revolution, right? And then he goes into a discussion of why there isn't actually a woke right revolution yet, and what would need to happen for that to take place. What would need to change for that to take place? Let's see if we agree with him. Closer to the end, there's a lot more discussion that I don't know if it sat perfectly with me, but that's also why I wanted to diagram the beginning of his thing to see how his discussion points then fit in to his. You guys, we'll see. Okay, let's do this. It is going to be like that, I suppose. And yeah, it is different. Today's different because we're also using Canva. So let me just close this Discord. Yeah, we're screening this. There we go. Right. So just by the way, this is where I'll be diagramming. Okay, so we can at least swap between the two quite easily without too much pain. But then instead of Xmind, right? So I'm going to be using blocks and things like that. I think you got a quick flow. So yeah, quick flow is basically, this is actually how I did my first debate diagram, was in Canva with a whiteboard. So there's that. Right. So here's the video. Let's go back to the video. If I could find it. Why? Okay, different tab. All right. Okay. We're going. Oh God. Organize your freaking tabs, woman. Okay. Nice. There we go. Right. So just let me know if the audio's bad or good or whatever. Let's see.
Researching the French Revolution. Now, I've been researching the French Revolution.
Oh, also, if you have a problem with V's voice that now so that I can ignore it. Because I don't care. I love V's voice, actually. It gives me great joy because of just the way he pronounces things. And yeah, it's him. So if you can't handle him, you guys know I'll pause every 5 seconds anyway. So you can deal with it. Relax.
For the last couple of weeks, and I've realized that it's actually a trend that's happening in human history quite often. And so if we define revolution as a change of mentality, a change of the way a nation does things.
Okay, so first of all, he's given us this isn't the model. Okay, it's not the model, but I'm going to just put in, actually, hello, you should be sharing this OBS. Shit, this is the problem. Hold on, let me just add it. Is it here? Sorry, I'll just add the display, the window capture, or what is it? Window capture. And let it go. Sorry, I'm busy on the fly doing what do you call it? Yeah, so this is what's happening on above me, behind me. You guys can see. Kitty Scarf, yes, the usual. Okay, hey, what's up, Michael? Right, so this is in the background of me. Okay, I'm doing my mapping in the background right here. I actually couldn't I just stretch this out? Oh, but no, that wants me to what do you call it? I need to fix my OBS. This is it, the Scuff. Kitty Scuff. Hello. Welcome. Let's just hold on. Let's just put you. Window capture. Could you like get a life? Droid cam, stay where you are. Window capture. Oh, my usual thing is, yes, I am talking to I'm talking to things, to inanimate objects. There you go. Okay. Let us get back to what I was doing before. Yeah. Not full screen. There we go. Okay, back to V. But yeah, he's defined revolution as the changing a nation, changing the way it works. Right? Fine. Are we good with that definition of revolution? Let's. Can I put my background music on, even though we're going to have V? V's voice will cut through everything, so it's fine. We can have our background music on for this one. We don't put background music on for normal reacts because yeah. Oh wait. Okay. Open all. It should work. You guys should be able to hear it when I play it because of my settings, because I haven't touched it. But the volume might be a problem, as it has been previously. Can you guys hear it? Groovy, tell me if you can hear the music, please. And Michael, although Michael, don't type if you're on the water. All right, let's get back into it. Revolution is the changing change of the way a nation does things. Okay, very simple. That's also what I like about it. It's like that's another thing I just like about V is it's explaining things that would be in your textbook anyway, but it's just a normal, easy language, right? So I need to get my video up.
Then we can conclude that the core issue of any revolution has to be with legitimacy.
Okay, I love his definition of legitimacy as well, guys. Okay, so revolution gets a bold. Okay, this is one. And then I'm going to do this. And, okay, legitimacy. Guys, let's see how you guys think. What do you guys think of of V's definition of legitimacy? Hey, Stiff Kittens. What we're doing today is we are diagramming a V video that is talking about revolution. It models certain pillars of society, which I think is quite nice to have a diagram of. So that's what I'm doing. But I'm doing it in Canva. So yeah, it's a bit wild with my windows right now. But you know me, Scuff. It's 3 a.m. on Vancouver Island. Too dark to be kayaking. Well, I wouldn't put it past you to do that though at some point. But also, why are you awake? Okay, legitimacy. Oh yes, I won't write it yet. You guys get to hear.
And legitimacy can be defined very simply as why do we put up with their shit?
Okay, he's put this in another video. It was my favorite part of the video. Because why do we put up with their shit? Okay, so legitimacy being, yeah, is it legitimate? Do you put up with somebody's crap? That is that is how he defines it. His level. If you, how justified is someone in giving you crap? How justified are they before you get angry? Okay, that's why I like the way he describes it. I know there are more nerdy ways to put it, but why we put up with this shit kind of makes sense, because if you have a good level of legitimacy, we will put up with your shit. If you have a low level of legitimacy, we will not put up with your shit. So it's how much shit you deserve. How much shit tolerance you evoke in people. I'm going to put my own, so I'm going to put it italics. How much shit tolerance you evoke in, evoke in people. Okay. Nice necklace. Thank you. I love it. It's got a heart and like the universe. It's got Saturn. Right. So legitimacy. So I don't know. He put this is on his thumbnail, bake my damned cake thing. I suppose we can go back to that. That's part of the beginning of wokeness and whatever, where it's like I force you to do things, how this, what we accept in society and what we don't. Anyway, no cat. It is behind me. It's just that I've got the window. So there's the window. I'm showing my my mind map behind me. Not that you can really see it, so I might as well just take the preview off. There you go. So I'm just a kitty cat now. On the necklace, no cat. Oh no, I should actually make one. I should make one. But yeah, they maybe because you see this. We always end up talking about like hair or fashion on this, and I'm the least fashionable and makeup person. But yeah, this necklace has like little charms, so you can make that. Anyway, I'll make one. Add that to the list of all the crafts that I say I'm going to do and never do. Okay. Anyway, damned cake. Legitimacy. We've gotten 2 seconds in, Chinsia. Could we please? Okay.
When enough people in a society fail to answer that, or even if a sufficient large enough minority thinks that their shit is toxic, that's when you get the revolution.
Okay, so when you run out of legitimacy, you get revolution. Okay, you get revolution, so you could put an arrow. I need to put this line here to there. Okay, cool. Sorry, you guys are not seeing this. This is what I'm doing. Okay, this is where we're at. It's not presenting very well. There. It doesn't present as well as obviously as Xmind. It's not zooming at all. But yeah, it's because of all the. You'll see why I've gone to Canva for this later. Okay, come back. Very bad zoom. There, maybe. Anyway, it's I've got my revolution definition here and legitimacy definition here, and then just this is giving us a bit of a note. Okay, right. When you run out of legitimacy, you get revolution. Right. Let's go back to the video.
And so to go back to why do we put up with their shit, most people have 3 reasons.
Okay, so here's the way the visualization is going to come, guys.
The first one is fear. Fear is very simple. If I don't put up...
Thank you so much, Creamage. I'll go and have a look. Got to go. Might be back later. Enjoy 1 of 44. Have a good afternoon. Thanks for coming by. Okay, so with his... he's giving us the basis for legitimacy. Things that give you legitimacy. There are 3 things that give you legitimacy. I'll break those up and that will be the main diagram. That's the main thing that I wanted to do. 3 reasons you would you put up with shit. 3 reasons leaders or whatever have legitimacy. Leaders and systems have legitimacy. Okay, cool. So I'm going to put that here in italics because I did that. Okay, cool. Let's go to the main. I'm actually going to add another page. Okay. Right. So here goes the first reason. Okay, let's get a block. I don't know, it's R. Yeah, there we go. Reason 1. So this is he actually calls them these pillars, basically the pillars of society.
With their shit, they'll hurt. Fear is very simple. If I don't put up with their shit, they'll hurt me.
Okay, reason 1 is fear. Okay, If I don't put up with their shit, they will hurt me. And who are the they in this discussion, guys? The they is government, right? It's your leaders, it's the system, it's the people that control you, the laws, the things that restrict you in society, right? If I don't put up with their shit, they will hurt me. So it doesn't have to be exactly formal, but there are formal bases that then formal bases of power and whatever that start at the formal level, as in police and whatever. That's why he's got the police here. He's got a police, he's got surveillance, secure, beneath the watchful eyes. Okay. So yeah, also the fact is they'll know. People will watch you. If I don't put up with their shit, they will hurt me. Okay. So it's like, okay, I'm stopping doing what I want to do because I'll get hurt otherwise. I'm stopping saying what I want to say because I'll get hurt. Right? I'm not going to challenge the status quo because I will get hurt. Right. You guys can still hear, right, when I press play here? No, you can't. No, sorry. So let's go back here. Sorry, because I'm sharing a different thing.
Fear is very simple. If I don't put up with their shit, they'll hurt me.
Mm-hmm.
It is sufficient enough for many individuals that just want to grill. They just want to have their own lives. They don't really care about any other aspect than being left alone. The second one is interest.
Yeah, you can actually, it seems like with each of these things, each of these pillars, you can actually, what do you even want to, you can, there are obviously there's overlap in everyone, and the whole idea of wanting to be left alone comes into this as well. So he's got reason to as interest.
If I put up with their shit, then I get benefits or I can avoid the chaos.
Okay, so interest. Obviously, you could say interest and fear work together because it's in my interest not to be hurt. But no, this is more active as well. Like, you won't get hurt, cool, but this is also, you get stuff. I get stuff from the system. The system benefits me. Or the way they do this benefits me. Okay, that's what I've put together here. So there's 3 columns. Well, number 3, we're going to explain.
These are usually motivations for the middle class. It's if I put up.
So he's now said, I've actually got to put this subnote here, sorry, in the, keep saying sorry. The subnote for number 1 is people who want to grill and be left alone. That's what he explains it to be. Hello, let's put you smaller. And then for number 2, he says this is middle class people. Okay. Do you guys just, I mean, if you are listening, whatever, the feedback I would want from chat is, do you agree with this or not? That we've got these pillars, and who do they appeal the most to?
Up with their shit, then I don't get fired from my work, or maybe I can get a government grant, or perhaps.
So here's an example. So he's got examples here. We've got don't get fired. I got through watching the Cranberries' Dream, such a great song. The song, oh, okay. I love the Cranberries and do enjoy them. Middle class people don't. So you don't get fired. What's up, Cassilius? I don't get fired. That's also harm, but okay, it works. So we're talking about fear, as in hurt, as in physical harm, but that you don't get fired if you put up with their shit. Up with it. I get a grant. If I put up with it, I get a tax break. I did it. My background music here is pretty cool here too. Thank you. That is courtesy of Creamage. He has actually really worked really well with AI tools and created my background music. So I appreciate it and I enjoy it too. Right. So middle class, what else do we have to do here?
I can find a job in an NGO. Even if they don't put up with their shit morally, they put up with their shit financially or self-interest because they need money to feed their families.
Okay, yeah. So it's basically for money. Okay, you work within this societal framework because there's nothing else you can do. You need to live. Morally, disagree, but need to agree for financial reasons. Okay, so this is what we have so far, guys, in terms of the diagram. Okay, we've got the 3 pillars or 2 pillars so far. Reason 1, and now these reasons are explaining to us why governments, why leaders, why systems have legitimacy. Reason 1, we go along because we're scared. Okay, if I don't put up with their shit, they will hurt me. This is the main thing. So reason 2 for systems and people to be legitimate, interest. Oh, well, the way they work benefits me, right? So if I had any problems with them, it wouldn't be good for me. They help me out, so I'm just going to I'm gonna just go ahead with them. Fine. I'll do the diversity training at work. I'm not gonna have a problem. It's cool. It's fine. Whatever. Just use the pronouns. Whatever. I'm not gonna have a huge issue. Just gonna go along to get along, right? And this is what V says, is that these would be middle class people, mostly. He's just generalizing on who would be the ones that make up most of these interests, that care about this interest. Right. Let's see his example, his third thing.
And the third one, which applies to both the middle class and the lower class, is belief. Belief.
So he calls it belief. So he says that middle class and the lower class also cares about belief. Okay. Do you guys agree so far? It's like I'm getting it. I think it does make sense. It's not like where we can't find any other reason, but I think you can mostly they overlap, and you can mostly attribute legitimacy to these 3 values, I suppose. Not vectors, axes, right? Belief. Okay, and let's see how would we phrase that the way V does. Let's see. Okay,
that we need to put up with their shit because they have a right to rule.
Okay. He says if we put up with them, it's their right to rule. Now that probably doesn't sit well with Americans or anything like that, but I mean, in tribes and things like that, it's like you are the king, you're the chief, and it's your right. You get to do whatever you want. That has been, I've seen that in political discourse in South Africa. I've had that where it's like, no, but he's the leader. He gets to be that way. You don't want your leader to look weak. Morality is based on power and status. Yeah, you have. They get to dictate. Is that what is being said? Is that if you have power and status, you dictate what is moral? We put up with them because it's their right to rule. Okay, so that's the belief bit, right? And he says this is for both the lower and middle class. Just hold up. So I'm going to put that lower and middle class. Because that means the first one was lower class. People want to be left alone. That would be lower class. Okay. I think everyone just wants to survive, so lower class even would want to not get fired and all of that, right? Okay. Lower and middle class kids. I don't think belief is that huge in today's world, but then again, when you get to the belief in democracy, it's like, well, they won the election, it's legitimate, that's it. But then again, there's hardly any faith in elections these days. So okay, because they have the right to rule. Okay, so that's it. That would be, in the olden times, it would be like, oh, God chose this person to rule, right?
Whether the right is sacred, whether it's legal, whether it's traditional, it doesn't matter as long as it justifies why the people in power should remain in power. And so think of the government like an institution resting on these three pillars.
Right, so that's what makes me go, okay, I will think of them that way, V. Here we go. Okay, I'm gonna do it and be like, fine, let's put government up here. Let's put government and give it a different color. I don't know. Just make it red. Government. Okay, they rest upon, it rests upon these three. If voting mattered, they wouldn't let us do it. Woo, cynicism. Okay. We need to have the illusion, okay? We need to have the illusion that we made a difference and that it is really the will of the people, the will of the people. Okay. Morality is niche. I love that stuff, kittens. Okay, so government, it rests upon fear, interest, and belief. Okay, fear, I'm scared of the government. The government will hurt me if I don't do if I don't do what they tell me. Yeah, you'll get hurt. Okay, you will get deported. You will get this and that if I don't do what they tell me. I will actively be harmed. Then reason two, oh well, the government interests me. It gives me interest. It makes it. There's something in it for me, which is money, status, food on the table, all of that. So cool. I will tolerate other things because at least I've got a paycheck, right? I think that's a lot of people anyway. And then belief. Oh, it's because God chose them, or it's because the people chose them. They're the right people to govern. They're the best ones we have to govern. Yeah, those kinds of beliefs. That all makes it whether we tolerate government, okay? Whether we tolerate and don't try to bunch together and fight government. Cynicism is only true reality. Yeah, without ideals. Just without ideals. Nothing to strive for. Just good old. Go and watch what's the name? The guy that did his dog, Count Dankula. Go and watch Dankula's latest video. Another one that I might have diagrammed at some point, but he speaks about Diogenes. That's your man, Master Caecilius, I suppose. Anyway, Dankula, great stuff. Mad Lads by Dankula. Good series. Anyway, here we go.
And most governments can actually survive with only 2 out of the 3, and very difficult with only 1.
Okay, so they can survive with 2 out of the 3, very difficult with 1. Yeah, I suppose we all have, I suppose there's different levels that are tolerable. There's levels of each of them that help bolster each other. But let's put a speech bubble. I don't know. How do we get a speech bubble here? Shapes. Not rectangle. I want speech bubble. Here. Can survive on 2 and on 1 with difficulty. So would you say, I would say like the belief bit in America, I suppose, is that stuff is difficult is probably thin in America. There's probably like there's very little belief in the legitimacy, I suppose, for certain people. I suppose, yeah. I think even so, both sides have had experiences with denying or being very disappointed with elections, at least. Okay, there was the huge thing of how did Hillary not win, like, back in 2016, all of that. So yeah, democracy is very people are cynical about democracy, I would say. But yeah, I'm thinking of belief in terms of say South Africa. They're losing a lot of belief because in South Africa, the belief that the ANC, the African National Congress, is the savior of South Africa, the best leading party, everything, that belief comes with based on apartheid. They're the ones that saved us from apartheid, right? They're the freedom fighters, although there's lots of parties that include people that fought for freedom. But ANC is the one. And they're supposed to be leaders because they've inherited it. They're the saviors. But now they're starting to erode that with over 30 years of governance and no interest being given to anyone. They have fear because it's like, well, we'll do whatever we want with you. But yeah, the belief running low, but they're still running on interest to some people and fear, essentially. Basically fear, and also just being trapped that you can't really do much. So it is mostly interest. You can't leave, so you might as well just stay there. Anyway, he's talking about it surviving on one pillar. I suppose you could have smaller countries that survive with just one pillar that they tolerate because, and maybe back in the day, tolerate because that's the leader, that's the one that God said. But fear, I think fear is based with a lot of that's the whole theory of governance being possible because the government has a monopoly on violence. They're allowed to commit the violence. That's the legitimacy. That's the main. I think that's the fattest pillar. So that's just in terms of me, what I think. Okay, these ones could all be the same, like the same thing. I think this fear one is pretty big, unless your government is incompetent in inducing fear in people. Right. Oh, you guys don't hear? Okay.
Let's say that the belief pillar manages to evaporate. People don't think that their current rulers should govern.
Yeah.
But they are afraid of.
He put a picture of Starmer. But they're afraid of them, yes?
They're afraid that if they speak out, they will get cracked down. Or maybe they have interests. A perfect example of this is communism. In the Soviet Union, no one...
Okay, so I'm going to do another speech bubble here. Communism is an example. So we know there's no belief, or he'll explain it to you. There's no belief that they are the right leaders, but we're scared of other things.
Believe that the Politburo is staffed with highly competent, intelligent people that ought to rule.
Sorry, the closed caption said Polish. He meant political.
Quite the contrary. Everyone knew that they're incompetent. Everyone knew that they're corrupt. But the reason they had legitimacy, in other words, the reason people put up with their shit, is because number one, fear. They were.
You see how, if you weren't comfortable with V's definition of legitimacy being, we put up with their shit, I hope you're now seeing how it really works when he's talking about it this way. We put up with their shit, the legitimacy, the level, all of that, it really does work. It does come into place. We put up with their shit because we're scared. So yeah, this is just reminding me a lot of South Africa, where it's just, there's fear of it being worse. They pump up the fear of the past as well. So, and that, oh God, this is why I wanted to diagram this. So in the thing of case of South Africa, right? So I was talking about fear being the big one, right? If we push the fear button of apartheid. We're going to go back to apartheid. Fear, 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 fear. Then we get increased belief. Okay, we get increased belief in the current party because the current party is the one that defeated the evil, right? So they will lead us to a brighter dawn. They will give us the land, is essentially what the black majority is expecting. They will get the land, they will get free electricity, they will get a job, that will be perfect. Everything will be given to them by the ANC. This is how they've basically managed to continue to have followers, despite abysmal runs in government for decades. So that's quite interesting. Then the interest, I suppose, people are working. There's not much interest going on in terms of holding up government, but people take their interests elsewhere. Okay, and they try do their own business over here. They're not benefiting from the government, so they're trying to benefit by themselves. They might leave the country, okay, or they actually just try to get around government. They go away from government's not helping me, I'm not helping government. I'm gonna go and work off the grid. I'm gonna avoid my taxes. I'm gonna do all this kind of stuff. Because there is no contract. Government does not support me, it doesn't give me interest, I can fuck around. So this is why I was using Canva, so you can do the moving around and stuff like that. So that's why I like this visualization, is that you can move these ideas around. Literally, you can move them around. Anyway, I don't know. It's what I love about visualizing anything. Okay, let's get back to this. Okay, so he's already said communism is an example. Communism, we know everybody's incompetent. So let me just put even here as part of it. Incompetent governments, but saves us from fascism, from the Nazis. And also they'll kill us otherwise. Fear of being killed, literally, for communism. Okay,
Afraid that if they speak out, they get arrested. And number two, it was interest. They generally believe, like, without these people, the Nazis are coming.
Yeah, that's interest. So without the belief the Nazis are coming, if these guys aren't there, then it's the Nazis. So same sort of thing. If we aren't in South Africa, if we don't vote for the ANC, apartheid's coming back. It's going to be white people in control again. If we vote for anyone who is not non-racial, that is moving us backwards into apartheid, which is hilarious because it's not racial.
Because Stalin actually managed to defend them. And even after communism fell, the word fascism still reigns powerful in Eastern Europe because they would listen to their grandmother's horrors of World War II. Now, the interest...
their grandmother's horrors of World War II. There was another video that was in contention for us to visualize today. It was a Konstantin Kisin video where he discussed how a theory in history, where history repeats itself because we only learn from the previous two generations. This is just a model that people are looking into, that you only learn from, say, your grandmother. That's as far back as we're learning. We don't go all the way into history and think about all of those patterns. We just see the reality of the past two generations, and that's how we base our beliefs on and our worries on. So here you see the grandmother's horrors of World War II, so you're going to think of fascism as a problem. And you're going to think of communism as a problem. But the further away we get from communism, the further we get from generations that have experienced it, then it's going to look like a good idea again. Anyway, I enjoyed that video, but I enjoyed this one more. So, and this one really lent itself to visualization. So.
Thing is that the moment people stop believing two pillars, so they don't fear the government, they do not have any interests from the government, they don't believe that they're keeping worse people away, or they're not making money by supporting the government.
Okay, so that now he's talking about the UK. So the UK, do you fear the government? I suppose also when you go, let's go back to our model. Okay, if you have the fear, the fear can get to the point that these two, the lack of these two, gets you so angry that this fear no longer matters to you. You actually, there is no reason to continue caring. Fear, you know what? There's nothing that you get out of staying alive in this. So you become brave, and you actually do not care, and you move yourself out of government as well. You move yourself out from there. You're not going to create fear, not going to let fear work, and you start rebelling against the government. So that actually makes sense as well. Because I was going to say, when he brings up with the picture the UK, that makes me go, yeah, there should be a lot of fear for the government in the UK because they're trying to control everything, but they're taking so many liberties and so many interests away from people that fear is it's worth actually fighting against. It's ridiculous. The Labour government is fucking it up big time. It's hard to tell the difference between then and the Conservatives now with their actions. Yeah, that I've read that a lot of times online. Stiff Kittens with regard to the UK. It's like, no matter which side you're on here, they're shit, which makes me feel very South African. The latest actions on immigrants is horrible. What did they do now? What's the latest on that?
Or they believe that the people in power are incompetent, they're not good enough. That's when the regime is in danger. Now, the regime can run on fumes, even if...
I was glad he mentioned this. The regime can run on fumes, right? Because it's like, yeah, there are lots of governments that don't collapse. And that was another thing that we were talking about in terms of South Africa. So why is there no revolution in South Africa? Why are there no Gen Zs rising up and all of that sort of stuff? Is it because they don't all have internet? No. Okay, well, what is it? Do they not know that there is worse out there? Do they not care? That was a question that they're asking. That is why South Africa runs on fumes. It's got kind of just got apathy and bitterness, but no action. And that helps the regime continue. So there's no appetite for revolution there, except for when the EFF comes and they go yelling and whatever, and that's the revolution. And the revolution then is pointed not at the government, well, not at just the government, but at the white people, at something. And it's not so much about the system. It's weird. Like, so even then it doesn't take off. So you've got communism as an example. I'm going to put an extra bit here just as more as obvious commentary. It can run on fumes. And those fumes can just continue and continue. It's until something gives. There's like a critical mass.
No one believes all three pillars. It still has inertia.
Inertia. Yeah, I think I'm going to put that. Continue on fumes. It still has inertia. Very much so, because that's the way things always were. It's very difficult to change them. There has to be a lot of energy to change it.
But it will collapse the moment that there is a legitimate crisis happening.
Okay, so he's now saying it will collapse when there's a good or legitimate enough crisis. But now he'll specify what the crisis is. So I'm going to do another one related. Okay. What is it? A crisis. Legitimate crisis, he calls it. Crisis. Can change it. Sorry if you guys can hear my foot. Like I'm moving my foot on my footrest. How the hell is it shaking my desk? Is it inertia? So, okay, crisis. Whoa, the Chancellor has been taking benefits away too from people with disabilities. So, but this, sorry, Stiff Kittens, that's what I've heard was that's not happening. That's the thing, that the narrative has always been, that's not happening. We're not taking anything away from the British citizens. We're not taking anything away from them in order to deal with the migrants. That was the line that I was hearing all the time. Okay. Crisis will break it down. He's got some interesting ideas about what he means by crisis and what the crisis has to be based on.
Whether it's an economic crisis, whether it's war, whether it's debt, whether it's the fact that the state can't pay people anymore.
Okay, so we've got economic, war, so safety, just payment is another word for economic. Okay. The Chancellor has been taken benefit away too from, sorry, this was before the recent migrant announcement. Oh, okay.
It also doesn't matter if the crisis is real or manufactured.
That's an interesting thing. Jenna! Hello, how are you doing? We're doing a diagram this week. It's about time. Yeah, we're doing it. It's very much diagrammy. It's not even a mind map, it's a diagram. It's the where things are means stuff. But so far this is just his commentary on there. But we have even used the ability to move stuff to explain ourselves. It's been absolutely juicy. Okay. Anyway, we got economics war. So now he's got an extra thing that he's talking about as well in terms of his points. Is it doesn't have to be legitimate. It doesn't have to be true. Okay, let's actually move it here because it follows on. Sorry. We don't need all of this complicated arrowing, boys and girls, but I'll fix it up afterwards, especially so we can refresh ourselves. Delete, boy! Get out of here! Good lord. Okay. Here we go. Listening while driving, you look adorable as always. Oh, well, thank you! I've got my green screen, so I've got my fur. Okay, the animal died of natural causes and donated their fur. Yeah, so you have to have enough people that are convinced. Sorry, you guys, I didn't put the.
It's also convinced that things are like everything.
I'm just listening to a voice in my head. V's voice is just in my head, and you're like, okay, so yeah.
And it also doesn't matter if the crisis is real or manufactured.
Okay, it doesn't have to be true. Real or manufactured, as long as you have enough people are convinced things aren't okay. So as long as, yeah, that's like the main thing with any political thing, is just have enough people believe something, believe the lie.
Like everything can actually be going fine, but if enough people are convinced that things aren't fine, that's when you get the revolution. Now, it's also important to point out that in any society, just like in the French Revolution, there are 3 estates.
So now he's talking about the 3 estates, right? We've got the 3 pillars that he's discussed. Okay. Now we're going to get 3 estates. So I think I'll get a new page for the 3 estates. Okay. We'll do another rectangle. 1, just 2, and 3. Okay, we'll have our 3 estates of. This is I think the what do you call it? The most established theory model thing that he's referring to. Like I've heard it before. But either way, when is the US Kitty Politics tour? Gosh, if I could survive, that would be great. Yeah, where would I go? Gosh, US is so massive. Referring to? He refers to, guys, pun counter up. I need to put my counters over.
First estate is the nobility, the second one is the clergy, the third one happens to be the people.
Okay, so he's used this in the basis of the French Revolution, right? So he's said nobility, clergy, and then just the people, right? But we have these today, and the way that's also another thing that I found quite fascinating with the way he did this is he moved it into today's thing. How does this apply to today? So nobility, clergy, and the people. Just people, populace. All right. I mean, you got to see Washington and the swamp that surrounds it. Yes, exactly. I have to go right into the belly of the beast.
Now, we don't use
That's cool. Imagine just I do a selfie in front of the White House like everybody else, but it would work.
those words anymore in 2025, right? Like our system is a little bit more complex. And often enough, due to globalism, the estates may even be international, and it may just be connected with how many people have influence and interest in a particular nation state. But to explain what I mean by nobility, right? Because now we have politicians, we don't have actual nobility. Well, modern nobility.
So he has made a note, guys. He has made a note of globalism. So this can spread over borders. It's about influence more than actual borders. So I'm going to put a speech bubble that says that. If anything is left of the White House, yeah, by the time I get there. I'm just putting here, he has said globalism means this means influence exist across borders, let's say, across borders. Right, thank you, V. But then so we've got the clergy. I'm going to actually put another block here behind them. And change the killer. This will be the French Revolution kind of idea, or the past, historical. Okay, put you text direction, where you at? There. Okay. Send you to the back. Okay, so we've got the historical, right? That's the historical, and now he's going to talk about the current. So let's just Control V, move it down. I don't need to commentate absolutely everything I do on screen, but it helps me. Okay, current, unlock, current. Let's make it green. Okay, sweet. Okay, obviously we'll change these as we go along. Let's go back to the video.
Are the CEOs, and not just any CEO, but the CEO of multinational conglomerate.
Okay, so he's instead of nobility, we've got CEOs, politicians, like massive CEOs, not like CEO of the plumbing company. It's the multinational. Okay, I want to put that multinational. Guys, I'm watching Succession, as I've said. I hate it, but I love it. And yes, that makes me think of them. The way you watch that, obviously, I know, no, it's not true. But that kind of dynamic it's Game of Thrones in the current day. That's basically how it all works. Multinational CEOs, we've got politicians, right? It's not just the president, like it's a whole class of people, nobility. So he's got Nancy Pelosi and Pelosi. I don't know the way he says it. Nancy, that's how he says it. Nancy Pelosi and Elon Musk.
So people like Elon Musk, bankers, career politicians, These
Bankers. Yeah.
are not the
All the people you see in Succession, like all of their careers, right? Except for Greg. If you know, you know.
nobility of the traditional sense, but they maintain the exact same function. And they manage to remain in power regardless if the government changes.
Yeah, that was what I loved, because it's like, yes, exactly. They can game the government. That's another thing that people in the responses where there's like culture war going on, like with Epstein and Democrats, Republicans, all of that. Some people are yelling in the middle there, like, the elites are your enemies. The elites of your enemies. They're basically like, we're being played anyway, guys. That's the kind of disdain, I suppose, that would then lend itself to throwing out the nobility or trying to. Much more difficult nowadays, I would say. Yeah, so let me just put his comment, another speech bubble. Beep, beep, beep. You know what? We haven't made a speech bubble yeah, it's orange and black. Okay. Right, so his comment on this is that to stay in power regardless of who is at the top of government. That's the thing that's quite black pilling. If we're gonna say it, it makes you want to just give up on things, because you're just like, yeah, these people are there all the time. They don't go away. They play both sides of the coin. Yeah. Hey, heinous. I still don't know. Heinous. It's weird. I don't even realize how I would pronounce that word, because I've used both interchangeably. Heinous. I think it's heinous. That's what I say mostly.
Remains regardless if the government changes. Their influence remains largely the same, and they maintain their wealth, prestige, and ability to manipulate events regardless of who gets in power.
Yeah. Hanus, maybe heinous. Yeah, not heinous, because heinous is a bit like penis. Yeah. Maybe heinous. Yeah, the heinous is definitely it. Yeah. Release the kitty files. The kitty files. I wanted a doc about this. I watched a documentary about this instance. What about pronunciation, or about the pillars of society? Succession is 100% the Murdoch family. Yes. My husband was told me that, so I was like, okay. And every now and then I'm like, oh, okay, I see what you mean. And oh, it's this guy. This guy is this person. Very much based on it. Maybe when I'm finished with it, I can then look at the parallels. And I know people have done that, but I'm interested.
So think of the Chuck Schumers, the Nancy Pelosi's, the
Oh, I'm upset with you, V. You didn't say Nancy.
Elon Musk's, as I mentioned, the Zuckerbergs.
There you go. We got a V-ism there. Zuckerbergs.
No matter what regime changes, they still have influence. They're still there. They're the nobility, the de facto nobility, not de jure. The second estate is the clergy.
Obviously, in the old world, it was the church, right? You don't know if Gordon's based or not? What do you mean by that? Of course he's based. He's based. He's high T. Hello? What's wrong with you? Gordon is high T. He's the best boy. And he switches between calling me far right and far left. So he's based in centrist, I suppose, is what he is. Because he every now and then he's like, you woke shit. What kind of wokeness is this? And then another time, far right. Look at you, kind of thing. He's just always there to give me shit. So, regardless of who is in power, he is the nobility in my nation diagram. Right. Nobility, bankers, whatever, control of government, that influence I'll stay in power, maintain influence. Okay, regardless of who's in control of the government. Cool, that's great. I'm the opposite. I'm both far right and far left. You're the joining of the horseshoe. You're there. You're in the the joining of the far right and the joining of the far left would be just hate everyone. Everyone is worthy of scorn. Yeah. Okay. So we've got clergy. We're on to the clergy now, guys.
Clergy are the people that get to shape morality, that get to tell the masses what is right and what is wrong.
Ooh. Now, obviously, it's not just clear lines. He's not trying to say it's this easily separated, right? These two have always been quite, the clergy and the nobility have always been quite closely knit, right? Because they know they're in control of the people. Yes, they keep each other together so that these guys, the people, don't come over and mess their shit up. Sorry, they're grouped together. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, my utopian society is just me in a cabin in the woods. See, I would be happy with that. Me and my husband and my cats in the woods. As long as I could play video games though at the same time. Like I still want to play video games. That's how basic this girl is. I'm starting to think Gordon is imaginary. No, that's just horrible. There is a reason that I even bought the screen so that Gordon could walk behind it. So that I don't just, like, why would I know? And also, I would not be in Dubai without Gordon. There is no way I would be here. So, I just stuck up on mobile data before I live. Yeah, exactly. Just go into town sometimes maybe to get some data. Or just steal a Starlink. And that's how it works. Yeah. I'll steal your internet. Okay, so clergy. We've got clergy and he puts up Tucker Carlson and Nick Fuentes, guys. So, people who determine what is right and wrong. Okay, like what is good, what is not, like the morality of the time. That makes sense. I think the clergy would be these guys. I think he mentions podcasters. I don't know if he mentions Hollywood. Like that is part of the message out there. The clergy doesn't have the same power it had before. So it's this other non-governmental, but it's still pushing messages. It's the messaging arm of the celebrity messaging. People of note. Anyway, let V explain it, Chinsia. That's why he's here. Okay.
And here you have the ones that have prestige in the academia, the ones that set the protocol at the World Health Center, the Dr. Fauci's of the world, if you will.
Okay, so I'm gonna put there the example. He does give Fuentes, but Fauci. How do you even spell Fauci, guys? To be honest, I think people don't realize how many things they wouldn't have that they take for granted by mostly living off grid. Yeah, absolutely. You would not have electricity, guys. Well, but you would have solar panels. Yeah, but you have to maintain your solar panels. Yeah, and that vegetable garden, I don't know how it's going to be tough to maintain that vegetable garden. And also, I don't want to be killing my own food. I don't want to be a vegetarian, but I don't want to kill my own food. I suppose I'd become a vegetarian if I lived off grid in the woods. I would try. But how do you? Because then you have to be a whole ass farmer, a whole ass subsistence farmer. Yeah, it's return to monkey, whatever is very, very difficult. Okay, there's no iPhones there. There's no memes. There's no memes, everybody. Yeah, you are a rich heiress. Gordon, pictures or it didn't happen. No, I'm fine. I'll show you. You guys know. You guys have heard him fart and everything. We've had Gordon farting, haven't I? There is a hold up, guys. I think I've got a clip. Creamage sent me a clip of Gordon farting. Intermission to make sure that this is not just me buying stuff for myself. He the Beamer movie. Oh, this is so cute. Oh my god. Sorry, there is a really. I'm not going to reveal it to you guys yet, but Cindy has created something I love so much. Oh my god. Has she? Anyway, the Screamage, the things Screamage has sent me. Where have we got? Where is my? Was it Creamage or was it Peepers? Did Peepers send me a fart video? Where is it? Creamage. You had a video of me like I was streaming and then Gordon came and farted. Was that in the Discord? Did you guys put it in the Discord as a YouTube video? I think that's where it is. Hold up. Where do I find this? Memes. Is it in memes? Is it watch this? I think it might be in watch. Guys, do you know what I'm talking about? Wait, I haven't looked at chat. Raised chickens. I made it, Kitty. You made it. Where is it? Where is it? It might be a clip that you've shared. Just resend it. I made it. Oh, you made it? You made it? Oh my god. Creamage, can I show it? Or shall we wait until she reveals it? Because I love it. It's incredible. Like, I don't mind waiting until she's you're not serious, respect your privacy. No. You need to hear my husband fart. Unsure. Okay, yeah, let's leave it. Yeah. Where is the fart video then? Good lord. But yeah, we've got so many. Is this it? What? What is this? It's not a fart, it's a burp. Oh shit, it's a burp. Where is it? Oh, it's here. There it is. I found it, guys. Nobody is given a super chat, but we will do this anyway. Okay, because it's funny. That's it. What do we stream downloads, stream asset videos, meme clips. There's so many freaking meme clips. Oh, there, Gordon Burp. It's right there. I just didn't upload it. Moron. Okay. Sorry, guys. Let's get the burp clip. Guys, this stream brought to you by Creamage. Okay, just everything. Okay, this is Creamage making a clip. The music that is playing is Creamage. We love you, Creamage. If any members are in the chat, please use your Creamage emotes to show love. Video. Stream asset videos. There we go. Oh no, shut up, bitch, keep the Kongs clear. Come on. We've got this one. Oh, I'm gonna upload this one so far as well, because it's all here just while I'm here. But you can see one of my girls here. I still haven't fixed her.
If you shenan once, you're gonna shenan again.
If you shenan once, you're gonna shenan again. But here it is. Okay, I need to. Well, it'll mute my mic, so you guys won't hear the music. This. Now listen very carefully. Okay. I do not consent. Whee! Did you guys hear Gordon's burp? That wasn't on the bingo card. Did you guys hear it? See? Okay. You know what, you guys are. I'm glad it was a burp. 2 burps. You got 2 burps in that video. I'm so sorry about the siren. But yeah, I did not consent to the burp, and there you go. You got the burps. So you see, you could see I'm not that much of a good ventriloquist. That was him. I have a husband. and he's gross, and I love him. Okay.
The Robin DeAngelo's, even content creators, like for instance, Hassan Piker with
Fauci, Hassan, good lord, Hassan is part of our clergy, guys. We have strayed so far from God. But, you know, the clergy is also full of shit. So.
Speaks to tens of millions of people. You can have
oh, your fiancés, eh? Creamage has fiancés. Must I tell you your one fiancé that she's... do they all know about each other? There is I saw a video also just in terms of our slop reacts and stuff for Friday, the fun things we can do on Friday. We can totally read Am I the Asshole Reddit posts. That's what I want to do this week. But in one of those, essentially, this girl got broken up with because she farted. Like her boyfriend, she snuggled with him, she farted by mistake. It wasn't even like she went, you know, she just farted. And he got up out of bed, because it was under the blankets. She touched him, but anyway. And he broke up with her for farting, because he's like, it's things like this I can't handle. Yeah, so if you can't fart in front of your life partner, okay, then you're definitely not going to have children with them or anything. Anyway, PSA, be able to fart in front of your life partner. Good lord. Low T boyfriend. Exactly. Then people in the comments in the Reddit were like, I would have farted back, assert dominance, blah, blah, blah. Exactly. That's what happens. That is the way things are. Like, okay, sir. Jeez. Can't handle a fart. Fuck out of here.
Have people on the other side, like the Lotus Eaters or Matt Walsh or Tucker Carlson.
Oh my god, we've got Tucker, we've got Matt Welsh. These are all the clergy boys.
It doesn't matter if you agree or you disagree with them. Their whole existence is one of privilege. Like,
I will say they are quite horrid. Sometimes I'm even surprised myself. Just like
they do have a lot of wealth in order to afford.
And I always have an excuse of why. I ate this, I did this, but it's like they're all smelly. So why are you giving me an explanation? It still stinks. Anyway.
Affect certain things in the world, but more importantly, they have tens of millions of people listening to them and actually valuing their judgment.
Okay, I think that's the main point, is that people are listening. Many people listening to them. That's the difference between that's what I mean by Hollywood and all of that sort of stuff. It's that there's widespread influence on ideas, not just laws and politics, but you're having the conversation, you're starting conversations that then influence downstream into people. Hello, Mrs. Zilla. Good to see you. Fair enough on the fart. Money changing for farting on stream equals incoming. Charging for I'm sure they do that. There's even people that are. It's grossed me out when I've been watching Jay Longbone streams, and she's got reflux, so she'll burp every now and then. And people try that. She had this one guy, I think she's gotten rid of him now, but he would always super chat and be like, hey, burp baby, burp, like, get out, creep. Anyway, what clip would you like? Would you like a burp? I will give you a burp. Here is a burp. We'll do it again. Just remember that it involves a siren, but it also involves 2 burps. Here you go, Barmy. Thank you for the membership. I do not consent. Whee! Did you guys hear Gordon's burp? That wasn't on the bingo card. Did you guys hear it? Did you hear it? Did you hear it? Oh, did he get puffy? Oh, that's good. I'm good. I don't need a clip. You do need a clip. You deserve all the clips. I don't even know if I've got another one. That's we have a what the hell? We've got a shut up, bitch. There you go. That's the right one for you. When you're telling me you don't need a clip.
And finally, you have the people, which is pretty much everyone else. Like here you have the truck drivers.
Hey, Forful, my fellow V lover. I see you in the comments every now and then. A lot of your likes that are on your comments are from me. Yeah. What's the name? We are going over Skiddy screaming on repeat clip. That is a, I think, you know what, that which should be a $15 sort of super chat thing, because it is proper. Yeah. Here's that chat. Here's that chat. She likes me. Hear that? He gifted another. No, you. Okay, a membership. I really appreciate my memberships, guys. I should do a short scream, like turn it off quickly. Okay, not the repeat. So I'll do 2 screams, guys, for the membership chat, the membership gift. Okay, it's Barmy. If you're upset with me, be upset with Barmy. You guys awake? How are you doing? If you tried to fall asleep to my content because it's nice and chill, there you go. Another one courtesy of Creamage. Thank you. There's a new UK show on Paramount called Am I the Asshole? One guy asked to split the bill on the first day, then dropped her off at the bus stop instead of driving her home. He's frugal. I mean, was that Keira Knightley? Yes, it was. It was from the gaming channel, guys. When I got a fright, so Creamage looped the scream over and over and over again. So I should, yeah. Cindy has that alert, has a scream alert on her gaming things while she's playing Alien Isolation. It's so hilarious. Saxophone in the background, scream in the front. Hey-oh! Yeah, exactly. Okay, right, guys, let's get back to the diagram. This is what we're on, what we're talking about. We have spoken about these 3 pillars that kind of keep your government, whether you decide your government is legitimate or not, things that keep you from revolting, okay, having a revolution. And now he's talking about the different pillars of the people, the different classes, the different estates, right? And we had this in the case of the French Revolution. He talks about the nobility and the clergy and the people, and that's what happened in historical times. Now what we're doing, our clergy, now obviously there's globalism. This is why I've got this over here. Globalism means influence can exist across borders. So this is how things have changed in modernity. And then we've got his examples of who is noble now, who is the clergy now in modern days. Mm-hmm. Just the scream for the lols. Yeah, as in just the looping scream. Just because I've got one that just says get wrecked, and it's just because I'm going and it just says get wrecked. I think if I just loop that and put get wrecked on it, then people will get really upset. But I'll get views. Okay.
Here you have the farmers. Here you have the plumbers, the people that work in stores, the people on welfare, everyone else that's not part of the first or the second estate.
Yeah.
So
anyone who isn't the other people. Okay. The people is plumbers, working class. Plumbers, anyone not in the other. It's pretty clear. Yeah, I'll do that for super chats over a certain amount. You can do that for over a certain amount. So we get a normal I just have to like really make my alerts work better. They just do not. Like you can see the little things in the background that come there, but you can't hear them.
Said, in order to have a revolution, it's not enough for a system to just have an actual breakdown. Like whether it's war, whether it's the pandemic, whether it's a debt crisis or a famine, this is not enough to get people to have a revolution.
Okay, hold up. You need a, so in order to have a revolution that wipes out those 3 pillars, the legitimate. Okay, so the legitimacy has to be thin. So those things holding up the legitimacy need to be thin, and the thing that then breaks the camel's back is a crisis. So what is this crisis?
It's not enough for a system to just have an actual breakdown. Like whether it's war, whether it's the pandemic.
Sorry, the thing he said, it's not enough for the system to have an actual breakdown. Case in point, South Africa. It's like the system is not working greatly in South Africa. South Africa is hardly functional. Okay, we're pretty good compared to other African countries, but yeah, that's a big enough reason. But there's no revolution, right?
Whether it's a debt crisis or a famine, this is not enough to get people to have a revolution.
Okay, so I'm gonna put that as another comment. Speech bubble is that famine crisis not enough to have a revolution. Who better to tell you how to get a revolution, go to a revolution than a goblin? By the way, the music is doing some weird slightly cutting in and out thing. Okay, that's probably echo cancellation. Automatically adjust mic volume. Who am I loud now? Am I loud now? It might be echo cancellation. I've taken the echo cancellation off. It just might be the stop. Yeah, I don't know.
Because what this is,
settings have not changed. It might be because all the audio is coming through. Bad mic now. Okay. Echo cancellation, automatic. I've turned it back. Gone nearly silent. Okay, well, there. I've changed the microphone back to what it was before. And yeah, I suppose the background music is just doing stupid stuff. Can you pause it and start it again? I restarted it. That's about it. It might be this particular song. Let's just change the song. There you go. All right. Right, so going back to our enough famine, whatever, it's not enough for a revolution. What is enough for a revolution?
It's just bad vibes, and bad vibes means.
If the volume was going low when you spoke, it's ducking. Oh, must I turn off auto ducking? What is this? It's just bad vibes. So bad vibes are not good enough. Okay.
To get riots. But when you have bad vibes and a loss of legitimacy,
it's not even a setting, Creamage. It really is just GG, because that's what I use. SteelSeries Sonar, right, is the virtual audio cable that I use, and sometimes it really just gets upset with me. It gets upset with what we're doing, and it can't handle it. Sometimes I just have to restart it. So if it does continue, I'll restart.
And the elite splitting, and the broken state, and a loss of, and bad vibes means you get riots. But when you have bad vibes and a loss of legitimacy.
Okay, so you can have bad vibes without loss of legitimacy. You can have just riots. Bad vibes are not good enough. Bad vibes equals riots. But his main point is bad vibes plus lack of legitimacy. So you can have people not putting up with shit, which is riots, but lack of legitimacy then makes those riots then have an effect. Let's see what he says. Bad vibes plus lack of legitimacy. Okay, so understanding, right, guys? Let's go back to what we're talking about. So we went here. We've got these pillars that keep up your legitimacy. This is what V has told us. The pillars is what keeps the legitimacy of the government together. Then he talks about these people, who those people are, the estates of society, right? He speaks about those, and they can start rioting, but they need a crisis. They can have a crisis and they can riot, but that doesn't mean that there's going to be exactly a revolution, which is, I suppose, we have, coming back to the example of South Africa, we have many protests, many riots. I suppose riots. I won't even call them riots. It's just protests. When they do service delivery protests, is basically they burn shit and they destroy things, and that's it. But we have a lot of that. So you would say, oh, that's revolution. Not really. It's just bad vibes, as V discussed. Okay. Money keeps a government together, nothing else. Well, that would be underneath the interest part. Okay. So if the government can spend enough money to keep me happy by giving me things, then I'm totally going to be on board with it. And if it spends enough money to increase fear because it's watching me and it's making sure that I don't do things wrong, that is belief. Okay, if it spends money on propaganda, then I guess you could say that. So yes, money moves through all of this, but it needs to be channeled towards these kinds of pillars. Fear keeps people in check. Yes, but if you weren't here earlier, but we were talking about fear does keep people in check, but you actually can get into this point where you don't have any belief and you don't have any interest. You are not getting you don't believe in the people that are leading you. Okay, you don't believe they're going to change anything. Then there's also you're not benefiting at all from your government. Okay, you are actually being harmed by your government, whether passively or actually actively, right? Then that fear of being stopped or anything like that then becomes something that you can overcome. You're in such a shit place that this fear no longer holds up the government. You actually start disregarding it because these things are not actually present, which is what I love about diagramming, you see? So in a case where fear keeps people in check, but if these things become transparent enough that they're not strong enough, then this fear becomes also, it just starts to lose, because there's no legitimacy here, just starts to lose its strength. Anyway, let's go back. Okay. Once you are hopeless, you're fearless. Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much, Barmy. I don't know who you hit because I don't have my stream chat up there. I hope it was a good one. NPC? Who's an NPC? All right. Let's go. Shall we? No, I won't do another scream, but I'll do this. There's a. Shut up, bitch! Keep the comms clear! Another shut up for Barmy. Okay. Right. Let's get back to the video. And so he's talking about now, what he's going over is what causes a revolution. So you've got bad vibes and riots, but that's not revolution. Revolution, as he's described in the beginning of the video, is changing the way a country, the way a government, the way a land does things. Okay, changing the system. Fearful people become NPCs. I guess, yeah. You could direct them. You can manipulate them. Mm.
And the elite splitting, and the broken state.
Okay,
and
so
the
he's saying this is what you need. So not just the bad vibes, right? Let me just do another thing. I think I need another page for revolution. Okay, so I'm gonna say revolution. For revolution, you have. Let's put what shape is revolution? It is star shaped. It is triangle. It is. It's a cloud. It's a star. Okay, it's hexagonal. Something. Right, and we will put fiery but peaceful. Okay, so here's revolution, boys, and we're going to explain how it happens. It's not just bad vibes. Revolution is hammer shaped, hammer and sickle. No, hammer. I don't think we've got snowflakes, abstract shapes. Yeah, there's like a kind of cool S, mushroom shaped. I love that you guys have these. Cogs. No, we don't want cogs. There's teardrops, tear shaped. There's banners. Could do a banner. Nah, it's heart shape, clouds, speech bubbles, flowchart shapes. Nah. A star, the revolution star. Okay, we could just put a mushroom there. Mushroom cloud shaped. Yeah, that would be good. Let's check if there is even one in terms of clouds, but I don't think so. It's just got fluffy clouds. Mbop is due for Barmy. Oh, we need to do it Mbop. Okay. I have to pause the music for a sec. Mbop for Barmy. This is his Mbop, guys. Barmy Mbop.
Yo, Barmy. Let's fucking go.
We have to go to the Mbop.
Ooh, yeah. Fucking bop, bro. Let's go. Bop, ba-doo-ba-da, ba-doo-bop, ba-doo-ba-da, ba-doo-bop, ba-doo-ba-da, ba. Yeah.
Hexagon because the star fits inside it. Ooh. Guys, we can't feel good about the revolution. Okay? Can't have a sunshine song in there. Let's just go back to the freaking hexagon. Yes, guys. Is this a hexagon? Yeah. Okay. I'm counting sides. Right. Everybody, Mbop. We're gonna have to get an Mbop. What's the name? Emote. Okay. So let's go back. He described bad vibes
and bad people to have a revolution or a famine. This is not enough to get people to have a revolution.
Okay, so I'm gonna say bad vibes. Okay, so crisis. Right, so crisis. Pandemic. Famine. Whatever you could, that could just be a pandemic or famine can just be bad vibes. Okay, but for a revolution, okay,
because what this is just bad vibes.
Barmy has given us another one. You know what, guys? I can play the original Mbop just as a little clip because it seems like it doesn't actually. A high one or a low one? Do you want a high one or a low one? Barmy, high or low? Let me know. I've altered it and it actually doesn't copyright us when I do that. If it's short enough, it doesn't pick it up. We could do both, they're short enough. So, Hansen clip low. Here we go for Barmy, guys. The low one. I think the low one actually does get copyright struck. Either way, I'll cut it out afterwards anyway. Or the high one. Get low. It's not that. I must make it a lower one. Yeah. Okay. Let's go back to the diagram. It's fun distraction. Absolutely. I'm not complaining. Okay. Revolution. How do we get a revolution? Tell us, V. I can't believe I gave the Slytherin lover a giftie. She's out here reading Minotaur books. Did she read it? Did she read it? You don't know. Grunge version.
And bad vibes means you get riots.
Okay. Bad vibes means riots. That's it. You just get riots. Anyway, like I said, South Africa is the same. It's South Africa is proof of that. That you get bad vibes and riots, but you don't get revolution. Okay.
But when you have bad vibes and a loss of legitimacy and the elite splitting and the broken.
Okay, you have. So you need. Thank you, Tungus Sky. Thank you. So yeah, we do for revolution. What you need for revolution is not that. Somebody's having a freaking conference call in the hallway. Change this to that. Oh yeah, also the music. Okay. You need lack of legitimacy, so broken down legitimacy, loss of legitimacy. So loss of legitimacy is all those three things that we looked at. If those get eroded, think of me making them transparent for you. Okay, then
state. That's where you get the MAGA movement.
Ooh, hold up.
Splitting and the broken state. That's where you get the MAGA.
Okay, so we've got lots of loss of legitimacy, broken state. Broken state and split of elites. So the elites are also split up. Okay. Oopsie. Hey. This is why I used Xmind a lot of the time, because if you guys see what I'm doing here, like the way it messes up the layout, it's too fluid, right? It doesn't. This is why I got messy. Why I used Xmind. But anyway, revolution, loss of legitimacy. We've got elites split up. Broken state. I don't know what he means by broken state. Was America broken when Trump? I suppose it was considered broken. It doesn't have to be actually broken, as long as it's considered. As long as you convinced enough people that it is completely broken, then MAGA will happen. So this is how he's saying revolution. He equates MAGA to a revolution. Okay. Okay, make America great is a revolution. It's changing the way things work. Okay?
So if you think about it, the MAGA movement is, number one, people don't fear the system anymore. It's like, okay.
Okay, so MAGA is not fearing the system anymore. Okay, so if we go back to our diagram here, this over here, MAGA, lacks fear. I suppose if we put it like this, speech bubble. does not, no fear of the system. Okay, so we had this, I suppose they believe there's no interest, whether the government's not helping me, it's helping others. And the belief, well, of course, when it came to, what do you call it? When it came to the election, there was a lot of people, of course, with MAGA saying, this is not legitimate, right? Because it's not the leader I want. But people did the same thing when Trump became leader in 2016. It was not my president, you know, that whole thing. People also did that, but I guess they just didn't have enough interest and fear going for them to interest and lack of interest and lack of fear going for them to get rid of him completely. Okay. You pronounce A in MAGA, but not in data. MAGA. Someone say MAGA. What's up, guys? Oi! Okay. Sorry, I have a doorbell to attend to. Just hold up. Enjoy the blank screen. Water delivery. Yes. So you see, there are my interests being served by being in the country. I got water delivered to my door. It's another reason people love Dubai. Get everything delivered to your door. All right. MAGA isn't even a legit word, but an acronym for starters. Right. So no fear of the system is MAGA. Okay. Okay. What else? Okay, so hold up. We've got I don't care that I'm racist or that I'm called racist. Okay, and then it's legitimate crisis, he says. So like a real one, a big one, right? So work rights, one of the reasons people are not happy about it is they say it doesn't exist, but work rights is just the far right. It's the right that is employing tactics that the far left uses. That's what the word woke is supposed to invoke. Woke, all of the things that you hate about woke people, that they are trying to force their beliefs on you, that they're actually pretty hateful when they're talking of they're dressing it up as caring, you know, hypocritical, I suppose. All of those things that you would hate about a woke culture, that it place that onto a right-wing belief system, and that does make sense to me, but it's not as prevalent. So this is what he's trying to get into a discussion about. It's tactical rather than ideological, I suppose. Yeah, but then again, you have to have a certain ideology for you to just go that low. You abandon now this is, I suppose, what makes people angry with the right, okay, well, with the idea of woke right. You if you turn into woke right, you're actually abandoning the right. You're abandoning what the right purports itself to be, which is supposed to be better than the left, which is supposed to be the reasonable side, which is supposed to be the non-ideologically captured side. You're not supposed to be that way. So they kind of reject this idea that that's even part of the right wing. So woke right doesn't even exist because right, they're no longer right when they become woke right. I guess it's just about labels, and the label hasn't exactly stuck as it hasn't stuck as much as James Lindsay wants it to. But I don't think it's nothing. People still recognize it. Okay. Hold up. Sorry. I actually don't know what the right means either. I didn't know, so don't really know what the right thing. I think that the left is a single ideology, but the right is basically just everyone who's not left. Yeah, I suppose so. That's my experience of it, because I wouldn't have been called in the early 2000s, or not even early 2000s. I was a teen. Back in the day, like in 2015, 2010s, I wouldn't be called right wing. I'd be called liberal. So I suppose, because of the definition of the left, the right is anyone who's not the left. Yeah, that makes sense. Like the Japanese alt-right and MAGA and Russians and Confucian Chinese conservatives are all very different. Yes, they are very different, but they're considered the right because they've just been gathered together into this label. I think they justify it by saying the current woke norm is what has been happening, so they just become equitable and levying the score. Yeah, this is a something that's even been discussed in the context of South Africa. Of just, well, we can't play nice. You can't play this by the same rules, because your morals are getting in the way of you winning. Which, okay, I get it. I understand to play dirty, but don't believe dirty. Know that you're playing dirty. Maybe I think maybe that's the worst that you could do. The best that you could do is know you're playing dirty and play clean once you're in power. But I don't think that's what happens. That's what's worrying. Thank goodness I'm in the people estate. Okay? I'm just over here. Just blooming. Just having a good old chill. And then the rest of these people just try and figure out what's going on. Alright. The right is everyone that can't afford an elite ideology or won't bow to elite audiology. Ooh, interesting. Audiology. Won't bow to elite what? Speaking points, talking points. Okay, let's see. Bake my damn cake. Let's go back. So he's spoken about, V has explained that MAGA is actually, so he explained to us that you get a revolution when you have lowered legitimacy and a crisis on top. So you have legitimate crisis that actually affects people. And then on top of that, you've got elites that are split up, and you've got your state that is broken, and also so you have that loss of legitimacy, right? Cool. And that's how you get MAGA. Now, what does he do with that?
Especially, this is why straight white men didn't vote for Kamala Harris. Like, what exactly is she offering us? And the other question is she keeping worse people from getting in? And if the answer in the minds of most people is no.
This is another thing that has been floated by people that, you wouldn't really, I don't really agree with, but they floated that it's like, well, I'm okay with, I think it's basically around kind of what Sargon was talking about with Nick Fuentes. People that are kind of okay with Nick Fuentes because he's on the right side. Well, he's not the woke. Therefore, I'm going to join him. It's like, I don't think he's keeping worse people out, though. That's not I wouldn't support him because he's part of worse people. These are both poisoned barrels of people that we need to stay away from. I don't think it's that difficult. You don't have to choose either or. There's alternatives. But anyway, okay, so are they keeping that is a callback to his previous thing when he was talking about communism as well, the fact that part of tolerating communism was being scared of the fascists, right? Oh, so Stalin is saving us from the fascists through fascism. But yeah, he's saving us from the fascists. Therefore, we will tolerate his shit. We will take we'll take the shit he gives us, right? But if that is not there, if you're not benefiting by being, by being part of getting the lesser of two evils, then what?
Then again, there is a loss of legitimacy in the regime. Now, here's the interesting part. The third estate, the people, they definitely have a sense of understanding what is right from wrong. They just
Okay.
can't articulate it. Like
We can't articulate ourselves, guys. That's why we go and we watch V's videos. I'm not making fun of him. It's real. It's like he's not telling us anything that isn't, it makes sense. It's fine. It's pretty simple, but I like it anyway, and it's great the way he articulates it.
in the past, they would say something like, "This is not how a just king is supposed to act. This is not in the interest of the nation. This is not how a just ruler behaves." They have like a universal morality, if you will, that cannot be articulated. They cannot really put it into words. And so the problem that this does
Chick finals end tomorrow. December will be like no other. Woo! Enjoy. And it's G20. So yeah, everybody has to behave. Yeah, the music went really high. I need to remove this song from the playlist. Sorry, guys. Yeah. I'm a man. Don't you ask me to.
is that they can have local riots and they can have like local grievances, but because they cannot express their grievances in a universal way, usually the bad things that happen in a province may not happen the same in another province, even though the same system is causing bad things to happen in both places.
Okay, so now we're talking about communication from the people. So the people estate, right? This is the part that I was like, how am I going to visualize this? How does this relate to the previous visual that I had in my head, right? So we've got here the people. So we've gone in, if we just want to look at the map, right? He is now talking about here. Okay, he's talking about how these people interact with, I suppose, these other estates, how they interact with this over here. Okay, people have belief, interest, fear. They have those things, so they relate to this block. Okay, cool. But now, what is he telling us? We go to a new page, people. Okay, and I'm gonna now try and follow his reasoning with what he's saying about people and the systems. They have grievances, local grievances. Okay.
So, for example, housing prices can go sky high because of raising crime and immigration.
Okay, people and their local. This actually should be an arrow the other way around. Okay, and this should be nothing. Okay, right. Could we not have this elbow stuff? Thank you. Straight. Okay. I'm talking about the way my diagram looks right now, guys. Okay, so people, they have local grievances. So, what did he talk about? Crime and immigration. What? Oh, mortgage. Okay, what else did this mean?
Housing prices can go sky high because of raising crime and immigration.
Okay. Oh, mortgage payment is high because of crime and immigration. Okay. So yeah, those systems will, yes, those systems affect your life. When they start affecting your life, that's when you start making shit. Okay, that's when you start burning shit.
And another person can be desperate because their child is taken away since they had a divorce with their mother and then misgendered the kid.
Okay, so we've got other grievances of like losing your child. Okay, because of divorce. And policy, right? So there's a policy that you lose your child because of misgendering, against misgendering. Okay, he's just giving us an example. It's a funny example, guys, but this thing that there are cases that this has happened where one parent is gender affirming and one is not. Okay.
Now both of these things are happening because of the same system.
Okay, both of them are happening for this because of the system. Right. This is happening. This block over here is caused by the system. So I will swap these around. Okay, the system causes these things. Okay, right. So the system, so government, is underlying these things. It's causing them, but there's no universal way to complain against that.
However, most people don't know how to articulate it. And this is where the elites and
Most people don't know how to articulate it. Maybe they're too busy. They're too busy to articulate themselves. They're too busy trying to pay the freaking mortgage. They're too busy trying to win the kid back in court to care about the system that created all of this. So that makes sense to me. But yeah, so I don't know if it's always not knowing how to articulate. It's not being able to. There's the difference. Not knowing how versus not having the time, not having the platform to as well. Like, how do you, as an individual, speak to the government, speak up to the elites? You don't on an individual level. That is the shitty thing about government, is that it's not going to view you as an individual because it's ruling over many, 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 many people. That's why you can have nice, cozy communism in one town, and that's fine. But you can't expand it. It does not scale. You can keep everyone happy when there's fewer people.
the semi-elites, right? The nobles, the lawyers, the journalists, the academics, the YouTubers, the content creators, they start forming a unifying ideology.
Okay, so oh, this is what he's doing with it. Okay, so the system causes this stuff. So instead, they can't, I'm going to put this here, people can't articulate it. People are too busy, or they can't articulate their grievances. People can't articulate in a unified way. So what does it do? I'm actually going to even put this as a triangle or something in terms of the way it moves. Let's just see. Is there different triangles? I want a triangle that way. Flowchart. Give me flowcharts. Arrows. Okay, whatever. No, I don't want an arrow. Anyway, you're getting pedantic here, and see, people are waiting. Okay, people can't articulate grievances in a unified way, so we get the elites, the clergy or whatever. So they make a unifying voice. They tell you what they express your grievances for you. They're your mouthpiece. Okay, semi-elites. Thank you. Don't get involved for the triangle. I appreciate it. Okay. So we've got here, sorry, on the diagram, this is what we're busy doing. This is where I'm at. I've got, so we've got your local grievances. They're local, your people, whatever. The system creates this. We can make this red because it's the system, it's the government, and that goes back to this idea, right? So the system causes local grievances, but we can't speak to the system, okay? We can't communicate back. So people can't communicate their grievances in a unified way. So we could even put here like a, I want this arrow actually to go here, but it actually is line type alpha. No, let's see. What kind of line do we have? And it's lower the line weight. Good lord. we get it, Chinsia. Good lord. Thick. Okay. And we turn it red. Well, not even red. It's black. It doesn't work. Okay? It's not working. So I just realized what I said. Okay. So anyway, there. This is not flowing. It's not moving. They can't speak to the system. So we have the semi-elites, content creators. The content creators, the people with the high followings, they form a unified voice. That's what he's saying. Okay? Form unified voice. Okay? They bring you. That is why they get the audiences that they get, because the people agree with them. So in the same way that in history you would have people going to the church, they go, it's part of their culture, it's part of their everyday lives. They go to church, they listen to what's happening at the church, and they believe in what's happening at the church and what's being said by the priests and whatever. Same thing now with content, I suppose, political content, all of that. I don't know if V is talking only about political content, but content itself, entertainment, because we're not relying on the church for our values anymore. So they tell you what your truth is. So let's see where he's going with this.
And they rally behind things like rights of man, socialism, nation, Sharia, the true church, religion, right? Like they're basically like framing the grievances in a way that the masses can rally behind and understand.
Okay, so framing the grievances, I need to put that verbatim. Framing the grievances in a way the masses can understand. Yes. And when they understand it, they feel good. When they hear what they want to hear, when something makes sense to them, it feels good. Okay? When people like Jordan Peterson come along and say something that, that makes sense. And if it makes enough sense to them, whether it's true or not, they'll be happy with it. Before radio, it was church and family. And I suppose if you had only church on radio, that would be it. Now we got only fans. Sorry. I do my own studying. Thank you very much. I love the Pepe with the cross.
And so in a revolution, you have to get the fact that the second estate, which is usually the brains behind most of these operations, are not going to be on the streets. Like, you're not going to see the doctors, the lawyers, the academics with the pitchforks and the torches.
Okay, so when we go back to our revolution, right, the state that's in the revolution is not the people are the ones that do the revolution bit, because they're the biggest population. They're not on the streets, but I guess they are giving voice, and they're organizing. They're saying this is what needs to happen. They're giving the ideas, the brains behind the operation, as I said. Elite splits up, so that's another thing. They split off. They don't enjoy the leadership anymore. So they, in revolution, elite's not on the streets. Okay, but they are part of it, right? Revolutions are tight. Hey, do you like Ryan George? I love Ryan George.
But you are going to see a general thing that's affecting society, like the bad
Hello, Zaxi.
vibe, if you will. And the middle class is going to explain to the peasantry why the bad vibe affects them, why they need to fight. And they're going to be the ones on the street, and they're going to be financed by the middle estate.
Okay, so we have to go back here for revolution when we're working with the... This is why I wanted to visualize, because, see, it moved all over the place. So, but having a visual of these estates right in front of me does help me understand what he's saying. He's talking about the people in the working class, right? So these, the clergy or the semi-elites, the content creators, etc., nobility being in government, all of that, these start to speak to the people. Okay, the clergy starts telling the people that actually, this is a problem. Okay, this is we give you a voice now. We tell you what is right. So this is what is people who determine what is right and wrong. It's also based on what he said. He hasn't described it this way, but based on what he said, people see he has mixed it up though, because he did say the middle estate is Fauci, and Fauci was a government mouthpiece, so he would be part of nobility. But anyway, they are this middle estate, supposedly. I don't know about Fauci then. I'm going to put a question mark, because I would think Fauci is here. because he's part of multinational CEOs, politicians. That's where I think he would be. Anyway, they have many people listening to them. The fact that they have many people listening to them is because they are bringing voice to the grievances, articulating the grievances. They are the ones that are telling them this is why you must go out and riot. So fine. So the semi-elites, the middle estate, they're the unified voice. They frame the grievances in the way that the masses can understand, and they activate people. I suppose that's what we would be trying to say. Why are you this way? Okay. Yeah, activate. Okay. Activate and finance, and the people. Oh yes, I suppose, no, even the elites, the first estate would also be part of it, because it's not just the leader, the government, whatever. The first estate actually has elites in it that wield influence over people, and they would be wielding it in. Anyway, so let's go back here.
Estate, they're going to be the ones on the street, and they're going to be financed by the middle estate. They're going to be provided the logistics, the apparatus, the microphone.
I no longer live in South Africa. I'm a South African, but yeah, I live in Dubai now.
So that they can do the damage. And by 2025, I have to say, like, the middle estate is operating at a level beyond anything we saw in human history, because they have technology, right? Like,
okay, yes. So the middle estate, because of its technology, it is working at the highest. It kind of has the influence. I would say that it has the influence, which is why I suppose we came to that sort of question mark at some point, is that it has the influence of nobility at the same time. That's the thing. It seems like everyone influences what's downstream from them. So the most, I'm going to put a speech bubble, the most influential, influential because of technology. Yeah, I think that's quite a good assessment, because technology with social media, okay, we have, instead of the church, right, we're going to social media, we're going to profiles, we're going to live streams, we're super chatting, we're doing all of that we're holding a mass here right now. But the big guys, I suppose, those are, they wield almost as much power as the elites, and I suppose the elites then also feel money into influence the clergy, which is what would happen anyway with the clergy, because they keep each other intact, right? Anyway, but I think that this middle estate has gotten the most power because it can reach many more people than just your local church would.
They have social media algorithms. They know how to operate with bots. They know exactly how to tell different stories at the same time to different masses of people. Yeah. Like we saw during the pandemic, how they managed to tell people, it's like, you need to stay indoors because it's safe and grandma can get the flu. And then they were like, no, you need to go out and you need to protest Black Lives Matter.
And that's fine. That all makes sense. That did not, at the time at least, result in complete lack of legitimacy. But later on, it did. This whole belief thing, this was basically, it was weakened by the idea of the pandemic and all of that, because we trusted you, we trusted the people, trusted those other two estates, those estates that are above them. They trusted the elites, they trusted the nobility, right? They did that, and they then found out, they were fallible. And yes, there were some of the elites, I suppose, that were right. Okay, elites, clergy. That's what I mean. Okay, so yeah, he's speaking about those. South Africa has a revolution, and the more it advances, the more they step back into third world country status, just like Karl Marx wants it. One of the things that I've been saying is that we were discussing whether there is revolution in South Africa. There's riots, but there's no revolution. There's no change, actually. The true controllers are working behind the scenes at YouTube. You see what they want you to see. Exactly, it's true. There's so many channels where I'm like, how have you kept this from me? Like, what? This should have been recommended to me many years ago. Is essentially what I'm seeing. But yeah, algorithms, right? So it's very difficult to separate this. Oh, it's just state and elites. You know, these estates, they do blend a lot with the technology. Oh, sorry, I'm not sharing it again.
This is now down to an art form. And the technology exists so that you don't just have a unifying message to the masses, but you know what each individual cares about, and you tell him specifically what he needs to hear.
Yeah, because of the technology. Yes, you know exactly what he wants to hear. You know exactly his favorite grievance. So you can target him perfectly.
In order to believe that the government has a loss of legitimacy, and in order to get him to do activism, whether it's on the street or in the cyberspace.
That was a great moment for the music to pause, to break down, because it's like, boom, truth drop. Like, oh yeah, that's it, mic drop, boom. Nice, V. Yes. So you know what he wants to hear. You know the grievances are not made up completely. It's just that you know which buttons to push. This is not new. It's just that the buttons, there are way more buttons to press, and they're a lot more subtle, and they're far-reaching. That's the difference. And because of that, it's accelerated, which is blackpilling, boy.
And so let's go to what happened with the woke movement, right?
Okay, that's another page, boys, with the woke movement. Guys, this is a 16-minute video, and I've been talking about it for 2 and almost a half hours. Thank you, V.
The woke movement comes in because of a loss of legitimacy of the previous movement.
Okay. So the loss of legitimacy is us dealing with their shit. Remember, beginning of the video, because it was very long ago, woke movement, the revolution is no longer taking people's shit, and it's based on legitimacy, which is taking people's shit. You will take a lot of shit if there is enough legitimacy. Okay.
Like, a lot of people don't like mentioning this, right? But the Bush era, they fucked it up really bad, and then the Obama administration took advantage, and they created the woke movement.
Okay, so we are just in basics. I'm just going to put a bullet point under the woke movement in response to Bush era, right? Okay, and yeah, he says Obama took advantage, and then woke movement bloomed. Okay, so it would have been wokeness light under Obama, and then it just went boom.
The woke movement ends up losing legitimacy pretty much after COVID. Okay,
so this is now interesting. Is this what we decide? The woke after the woke? He says this. Loses legitimacy. Sorry, in response to Bush era losing legitimacy, right? And again, here's just a reminder. Revolution is not just riots, but it's changing the way a country works. That's what he means by revolution in this video. Woke movement in response to era losing legitimacy. The woke movement loses legitimacy after COVID. I suppose it's because we get peak woke. We get peak cancellation with COVID. So that's where we get that. We do lose we lose legitimacy. The thing is, the woke we did get Trump though in 2016 though, so it had already lost some legitimacy. V.
And when that happens, you now have the MAGA movement. Now, what Lindsay started.
Yeah, MAGA became a lot more crazy, but MAGA was from the beginning. That was Trump's slogan, MAGA. But I suppose people going crazy MAGA comes after COVID, right?
What James Lindsay is trying to do is he's basically going around and trying to say, oh, the woke right this, the woke right that, by basically trying to say that the woke don't have legitimacy.
The woke don't have legitimacy. So woke right is right-leaning people that don't have legitimacy. What's thinkers later? Thinkers is on leadership. We're talking about leaders. And we will be talking about things like succession in that sort of thing, roles, in leaders in stories, what is good leadership, what is bad leadership. And we're going to play a game for how long anyone can go without us talking about the United States president. So enjoy, sleep nicely, sleep nicely, sleep well.
But what he fails to understand is that, okay, well, he does have elites on his side. Like, there are a lot of individuals that do not like the MAGA movement that are.
Did you hear about Trump and Bill Clinton? No. I know that Bill Clinton was part of what we were talking about with the what do you call it? The Epstein files. Just hold on, I need to turn on a light because it's freaking evening time here. Oh, my Exie, I need to feed you. I'll just finish the video. I'm sorry, Brie. We gotta finish the video, otherwise my cats. Oh no, I've messed up my lighting. Even more. But anyway, yeah. I think first time Trump was in, it was all about fake news, and wokeness got worse for a while, which fired up people for Trump's second attempt at third attempt. Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah. Trump fired up. Trump was like a revolution attempt, and that just made the woke go even harder. They doubled down, and that made them even more illegitimate. So, what? Trump slurping Bill Clinton sausage according to Epstein files? No, I'm not joking. Yeah, I don't know if. Look, considering the way that people have interpreted those emails, I wouldn't be surprised if it was literally a figure of speech. So literally a figure of speech rather than a literal discussion of acts performed on Bill Clinton. But yeah. Stiff Kitten's going to sleep. Okay, right. So individuals that do not
wealthy, his side. Like, there are a lot of individuals that do not like the MAGA movement that are wealthy, and they could rally to his cause. But the peasantry, they do not get the bad vibes yet. The MAGA movement still has its.
Putin had the tape in the email. Until I see it, you know what, and even then I can't see it because AI can do that very easily. So I don't know. I don't really care who is doing sex acts to each other if it's consensual. To be fair, it could have meant Hillary's sausage. Exactly.
3 pillars. It does promote fear. A lot of corporations are now afraid to hoist the rainbow flag. They are.
I guess it would really upset. The thing that would happen though is that it would really upset like proper far right people that are very, very homophobic. Like they would be like, "This is our man. No, look what they did to our man." So yeah, okay, that wild if true, but I don't think anyone's going to believe it because it's just so wild. That's the thing. It's just so wild that you're like
afraid to speak out against political figures the way they used to. We saw after the Charlie Kirk assassination how the left was terrified of posting stuff online because they would get fired. So that pillar is not very strong, but it exists. The second one, the interest pillar. People want the MAGA administration because they believe without the MAGA administration, you get worse people.
Yes, that is why you get people that they They don't love Trump, but they still voted for him. It's not like they're MAGA. That's another thing, that MAGA is Trump can do no wrong. Okay, at this point. Okay, that's what's happened to the label, guys. I'm sorry, it's just the way it is. When you hear the word MAGA, that's what you interpret. You interpret someone being absolutely insane about Trump. You don't think of Blair White, who's in support of, when she was in support of Trump. You don't have that. You have the crazies in your mind, because that's just how it's. Look at that. That's how the woke have swapped it. Because right, as we were talking about earlier, where the right is just anyone who isn't left. So anyone who is not left is MAGA. That's another thing. So you're just MAGA. And MAGA has also just been extreme. They've just decided that that means if you are MAGA, you are insane. So we've changed the meaning. Sorry for you. That's what I'm trying to say, is that it used to mean you support Trump, but now it means in parlance, at least for me, in general discussion, it means you are obsessed with Trump. Trump can do no wrong. And but there are people that are like, yes, I want to make America great again. Those are that's good for me. Yes, I'm happy about that.
And so it doesn't matter on how many Epstein scandals Donald Trump is involved.
Yeah, MAGA means sane common sense to me. That's what it used to for me, like it really did. But now when people are referring to MAGA people, it's not that I exactly believe it. I'm that way, no. But when they are referring to it, that's what they're meaning. They're not meaning those people. I know myself that, say, if you called yourself MAGA, it would be because sane, common sense, or whatever. I know that nuanced group of MAGA exists. I do. But when it's referred to online, that's, I guess by not making that distinction, I'm leaning in and I'm helping them. Hey, Razals. We need light MAGA and far right MAGA. Yeah, you know, like you should have, like, I was gonna say the red cap should be for full MAGA, but I think no. The normal MAGA people, they wear red, and the crazy MAGA people wear orange. Go just wear orange because you love Trump. That's it. Wear red, but now what's happened is there's America First, which is blue. Karen, now people are wearing America First hats. Yeah. Okay, so I don't know if he goes to this. So far what we're getting here is, okay, so we've got why the woke, he's trying to explain why woke right didn't stick.
People think it's like, okay, but like if he steps down, you're probably going to get someone else that's also involved in an Epstein scandal, and on top of that, is going to make my life worse.
Okay, so it's not, we're not completely on, we put up with his shit. We put up with his shit because we don't want to put up with their shit. This is the explanation, yes? We put up with Trump because, you know, the unpresidential Trump, the blunt Trump, the swearing Trump, the grab him by the pussy Trump. We do that because we don't want Kamala, because that would just be worse for the country. That's the whole idea.
And this is why, like, leftists are baffled and confused. It's like, well, yeah, but like your president is a pedophile. Why don't you care? It's because people do not believe that if Donald Trump steps down, you'll actually get someone that's clean. They think it's like, okay, he steps down because he's dirty, and you get another person that's also dirty, and on top of that is going to make my life shit.
Yeah, I guess you could say also dirty and going to make my life shit. I suppose when it comes to the whole Biden scandal as well, that Biden was basically a puppet. So you don't trust that. Yeah, that could be part of the whole thing. Flat Earth MAGA. Yeah, so cool. It's still making sense. So I think the main point that he does get, just if I recall correctly, is that the crisis is not real. The legitimacy is not low enough, and then the crisis is not actually real. He does talk about whether the crisis is real or not does not matter, as long as people believe it's real. But nobody is believing the crisis of the far right, of the woke right. Nobody's believing that. Which, yeah, that's the conclusion we came to the first time we spoke about the woke right on the channels. Like, yeah, okay, it could exist. There are fringe cases, but it is not at the same level as the woke left.
And finally, and this is also important, there is no grievance happening right now. Like, people aren't genuinely persecuted. You gotta understand, by the way, like, persecution is subjective and relative, right? Like, compared to what? Compared to the woke era. That's what people compare it to, the previous era.
Okay, so when there is no grievances, you would be like, but there is. That's the central grievance. The central. He'll explain, like, who actually gets really persecuted. There's perceived persecution, and then there's actual persecution.
Is the internet better now than it was during the Jack Dorsey time? And so far, most people say yes. Am I allowed to have more freedom than I did during the Joe Biden administration? As long as people say yes, then they will support the regime.
Okay. So until the regime goes all the way far right, then so there's no real grievance. It's all just at the moment.
And so Lindsay has basically not waited for the opportune moment, right? Like, the pillars are standing, and more importantly, there's no grievance in order for him to capitulate on.
Okay, so you need the actual grievance. You need it not to be like the Nick Fuentes and the this and that. You need it to be the actual central government guy that is the boogeyman. That's the one. Otherwise, you're just fighting against Nick Fuentes, who's lame.
Like, if you were to see artists getting fired, or black people not getting jobs just because of their skin color, and it would be systemic and happening en masse, then of course, people like James Lindsay could actually say, okay, well, the woke right.
Okay, so that is the main point. The woke right, it's not the woke right until we have freaking segregation back. Okay? Yeah, we don't have the woke right until there is, as Nick Fuentes likes to say, until we're in power. That's basically it. When he talks about when we're in power, we'll do this. When we're in power, we'll do that. That's exactly it. That's when you have a grievance. Okay, that's when you have a revolution, because that's actually happening. But the thing is, people worry about getting to that point. We don't want that to happen. We don't want that to be the person that gets power. But I suppose it's not the opportune moment. And V is very good at picking out the opportune moment for things. V Stradamus, essentially, is what you can call him.
If right-wingers were to have like a huge puritanical wave that went outside of Twitter, and even at the workplace, you'd see people that are throwing Bible quotes, and they would not promote you, they would not hire you unless you also worship Jesus, then James Lindsay would have a point with the woke right.
Yeah, exactly. If that is happening. So the woke right exists in that there are people that are putting voice to the woke right ideas. Okay, they want that. But you won't get a revolution against them because they are not the problem right now. They're not the ones that are in control. That the other guys are the ones that are the problem, right? Cool, I understand that. I'm with V completely on this. But then just make sure that you realize that there is still the idea of, I still don't want to be aligned with that far right anyway. I even so, they might not be the biggest problem, but I don't want them to grow, and they're still not nice. Is essentially all I want to say.
Right. But the problem is, like, well, there is no grievance right now. You can't just force a grievance into existing. And so
but they said mean things, V. That's the thing, though. They're saying mean things, and we know that when you say mean things, you can start becoming. You can actually start getting power and gaining power, and then becoming a grievance. That's the thing. I saw some people criticizing V on another video that there's no solutions here. But it's like he's describing. He's very descriptive. He describes, that's why I said he models revolution. He's describing something here. He's not going to fix it. But yeah, this makes me question. Okay. They're not a grievance now, but they could create a grievance, and that is a scary thing. But again, I suppose what he's just saying is it's not a practical consideration right now. We can't focus on it, or people don't. Not we. It's just people don't.
This is why he doesn't manage to understand what causes a revolution, doesn't manage to understand why he's getting backlashes. Yeah, like eventually, by the way, I do believe that human society is kind of like a calendar. Like you get spring, summer, autumn, winter. And inevitably, yes, it will happen that the current MAGA movement may actually end up with its pillars destroyed and incapable of solving some crisis, and then the left will capitulate on that. But I don't think like that's going to happen anytime soon. Anyway, right. Let me know what you guys think, and as usual, I'll see you in the comment section.
Thank you, V. Okay, so that is the main thing, is that he is saying it's not now, but that doesn't mean it's not going to happen. You see that he's not busy trying to moralize and tell you how you can fix it or whatever. It's just more like, yeah, but it's not now. Okay? It's just got this pulse. He just has his finger on the pulse, and he's like, it's not there yet, boys, but it could be. Yeah. And I suppose other people would want to talk about how do we avoid this, but it seems that makes me go like, yeah, shit, pendulum swing is just inevitable, isn't it? Which maybe brings us to the Konstantin Kisin video that I went over that I listened to earlier, about learning from history. We only learn from 2 generations behind. Anyway, let's just go a sec. I want to go back to his diagrams just to summarize what he's done. I've got to feed the cats. They are 40 minutes past their feeding time, and they have not harassed me, so they're very good kitty cats. Okay, so what we got from V was the first thing that he started with was we got his definition of revolution, okay, and change of the way a nation does things. That's what a revolution would be, right? So he considers the thing of having Trump in is a revolution. It is something that changed big enough in the country. But the way that a revolution happens is when legitimacy runs out, and you have a sort of catalyst event then that then helps people overthrow or change or seek change. It doesn't mean that they have to kill everybody. It's just there is a change. The most important part of this video was, or his discussion was, this government, the legitimacy pillars that he spoke about. I think this was my favorite part, is the things that then you put up with the shit of your government for these 3 reasons combined. Okay, usually you can continue with one, okay, belief, interest, one of all of these 3, but that's unstable, and it's susceptible to to revolution, which is change away from a certain government, right? Changing in the government. Most of us, the reason I put this as a very thick one as well, is that fear is definitely part of the biggest part of, I would say, government legitimacy, is that it's there, it is in control, it can harm you, it has the the monopoly on violence. It is allowed through the social contract to control you. Interest is you're supposed to benefit from your government, right? And if it benefits you enough, and this is how V models the current situation, MAGA, as it in its current state, or the current party, okay, actually is benefiting people, okay, more than the previous one. That's the idea that he's giving us. I'm sure there's many people that will disagree and many people that will agree, but they will say, yeah, I'm benefiting from this regime versus another. So that interest is there. And then belief is about literally whether they're the right people. Was it legal? Did God sanction it, whatever, that whole thing. So these things can then erode, and then that leaves you ready for a revolution. He also discussed the what it was like in historically. We had nobility, clergy, and people, and the people are the ones that drive the revolution. Obviously, that they're the ones that then take over and kill all the clergy and whatever, French Revolution things. But now he brought it, what was quite interesting, he brought it into the current state, discussed the current, who is the current nobility, who's the current clergy, and who's the current people. Obviously, the current people are the same as previously, but clergy are the people that are giving us the truth. They are giving us a unified idea of our reality and what is right and what is wrong. And those are the content creators and that sort of thing. And the nobility, these two have always supported each other and kept each other in power, right? But now the clergy essentially mobilized a bit of change, getting us towards MAGA. In terms of bringing this now to the why did woke right not become a revolution? Or why is nobody standing up and taking James Lindsay seriously with this woke right thing? And that's because, first of all, the clergy over here is not busy screaming about it itself. They're not supporting it. So people are like, yeah. But when it comes all the way back to whether you get interest, whether you are interested or scared, how legitimate this threat is, it's not legitimate enough. And that's his main point. Right, that's what I was that's me trying to summarize 2 hours of discussion, 3 hours of discussion, even though yeah, it's I know I can be accused of complicating simple things, but I enjoyed it. Okay, that's it. I enjoy doing that. I enjoy visualizing things. I can actually even publish this. I can say anyone that has the link can view this. Okay, public preview link. There we go. Public view link. Let me just check it out. Jeez, it's horrible. Okay. No, don't give me an email. Just give me a link. Yes, my boy. Okay, I'll put this in here. Woman making things complicated? Never. Right, so I'm going to put that in the description as well. But it has been a great time, guys. I've enjoyed streaming again. It's been a while. I've enjoyed diagramming. Look, I used Canva so that I could literally have the pillars and then things on top or whatever to visualize. Maybe I'll see if I can do it in Xmind, because Xmind's nice and neat and tidy. And yes, I know the corners are showing. And yes, I know I'm very yellow with my green screen. But anyway, guys, we are going to tomorrow. What's the name? Sorry if I may be a posh twat, but I think the YouTube algorithm is Darwinist in nature. Yes. we're going to our well, it could, what do you mean? We evolve? What, it expose it? If you're saying Darwinist, it could just go into the worst places possible. I don't think it's as Darwinist as you're thinking, unless you're describing Darwinism differently to what I'm thinking. Anyway, try the new background gifts real quick. Yeah, let's do that. Axel is not very happy that I'm doing that, but let's try. Okay, let me go and see. I think this one on the left is better. Yeah. Although, okay, let's see. Okay, so I'm saving it. Where shall it go? Pictures. Sorry, let's put the music back on. Not thumbnails. Graphics. Okay, let's just put that there. Okay, let me change that. The background. Yeah, okay, sorry, just changing. Properties. Let's see how it goes. It might kill everything. Open. Hey! Is it creepy? You know what? It makes me feel like it's making me feel like this is what happens when I have a migraine. But yeah, it's cute. Kitty, can you do JLP and ask his famous question to the thinkers? Are women born to lead or to follow? Interesting. Yeah, that's an interesting question. I'm starring that. I'm seeing the Democrats just winning for a decade without much resistance because so many dishonest actors wanted more clicks. Yeah, clicks change things. She could catch Dix if she had the chance. Who? Candace Owens is the world's greatest detective. Okay, Chuck, why it would be nice to see the crazy diagram. What we need to, we can diagram if the Democrats continue. Anyway, guys, thank you so much, Creamage, for the background. It's cozy, actually. It feels cozy. Like, now that I've gotten used to it, it's not feeling migraine-y. Also, by the way, instead of that, in celebration, yeah.
It's pronounced migraine, motherfucker, not migraine. What the fuck is...
What the fuck is a migraine? A migraine. She sees something, all right. Okay, anyway. Sooner or later, Candace will have connected everyone in the world. Yes! I'm complicit. I'm part of it. I'm part of the cabal. Forget Candace Owens used to work for a group who docks people online for mean words. Yeah, this is true. You will be connected to the CCP. Oh, they're going to come after you, heinous. All right, guys, let us go, and I will see you in many hours, but we will be doing a think on what do you call it, on leadership. Okay, so it'll be a nice discussion. Oh, but you just arrived. I'm so sorry, Roy. I don't think anyone will be able to hear your alert, but they'll see it, I think, somewhere. It's look, it's not it wasn't loading. It's supposed to be fur. Yes, it is, but it's yeah, it's a big wavy fur. All right, guys, have a nice life. Thank you for hanging out. Be at Thinkers tomorrow, and then tomorrow as well, for fun times, we're going to be reading Am I the Asshole? Reddit things. We're going to be reading Reddit stories and reacting to those tomorrow. So that's it. Ending too soon. I'm so sorry. I've got to go and feed my cats, and I diagrammed a long time today. So, guys, please do join the Discord and recommend debates and things that you would like me to look at, because while I've been spoiled for choice, it's actually just better if you guys choose for me. Okay. Found you my diary. You found my diary. Ooh. I'll see you guys. Bye, Rick. Good to see you. God bless. Okay, thanks. Bye.
I'll see you next time, shall we?